punishment in public schools in the United States of America. 19 states still allow it. 19 states in the United States of America out of 50 still allow corporal punishment in public schools. Keep in mind that corporal punishment has been outlawed in prisons and the military, and public schools is the only place that is still allowed to be used. I take a radical stance in America, being against all forms of corporal punishment, whether it's paddling in school or a spanking from a parent. However, that view is not so radical worldwide, and we're actually one of 3 industrialized nations, one of only 3 that still use corporal punishment in schools or of any kind. So what is corporal punishment exactly? According to the National Criminal Justice Reference Service, corporal punishment is defined as the intentional infliction of pain with the intent of changing unacceptable behavior. So basically, physical punishment is used to correct behavior, however it has been deemed harmful and ineffective. Since it's been deemed harmful and ineffective, I strongly urge you all to contact your congressman and ask them, urge them, to come up with a federal law banning corporal punishment, because if left up to the states, we're left with 19 states that still allow corporal punishment. Additionally, you can contact your local school boards and talk to people you know to try to change the culture and make it so that corporal punishment is less acceptable. If we don't act now, more and more American children will be abused in public schools every day. According to the Washington Post, a child in school is hit approximately every 30 seconds. That sounds unacceptable to me. It's very popular in the U.S. to use corporal punishment anyways. According to the Corporal Punishment by American Parents National Data on Prevalence, Chronicity, Severity, and Duration in relation to child and family characteristics, the overall prevalence rate, or the percentage of parents using any of these types of corporal punishments during the previous year was 35% for infants, and reached a peak of 94% at ages 3 and 4. And despite rapid decline after age 5, just over half of American parents hit children at age 12, a third at age 14, and 13% at age 17. So if you look at this graph, and PBS also supports this, Mississippi has the highest percentage of schools that use corporal punishment, and most of the schools that use corporal punishment are in the South. Because it is more tied to Southern culture, but it is used throughout the country, and some of the effects of corporal punishment in schools can be death. They can actually be deadly. According to edworkforce.house.gov, reported medical findings from corporal punishment include abrasions, severe muscle injury, extensive hematomas, whiplash damage, life-threatening fat hemorrhages, and death. As a future teacher, I know that I'm required to report suspected abuse if I suspect that a student in my class is being abused at home. But in 19 states, it's legal to abuse a student while they're at school. Which is why, once again, I urge you to contact your congressman and tell them that we must pass a federal law to stop these children from becoming abused. We've known for a while that corporal punishment is ineffective and dangerous. In fact, corporal punishment is linked with further disobedience, disdain for authority, aggressive behavior, post-traumatic stress disorder, a heightened risk for anxiety and depression, and physical injuries. And that information isn't new to us. European countries started banning corporal punishment of all forms, both domestically and institutionally, as early as 1979. In Sweden in 1979, all forms were banned, and Finland followed in 1983. And now, corporal punishment of any kind in any place is banned in Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Poland, Norway, and Austria, according to the corporal punishment, psychological maltreatment, violence, and punitiveness in America, research, advocacy, and public policy. There is actually a United Nations initiative to ban corporal punishment worldwide, and 40 national organizations here supported it, and we still didn't implement it. And that's according to the Center for Family and Policy Research. So if we know that corporal punishment is bad, and the other countries have been banning it for years, why do we use it? And this, according to the article, it was a publication, Corporal Punishment in Schools, Myths, Problems, and Alternatives. It's used for 3 reasons. Because people believe that it's an effective form of discipline. Not that they know, they just believe it. It's not supported by facts. People are unaware of the problems corporal punishment causes, and they're also unaware of alternate forms of discipline. And what I read throughout all of my sources, the negative effects were consistent, and also that reinforcement and praise and rewards worked much better, and also corrective behavior instead of just hitting somebody for doing something wrong, because when you hit somebody, they become afraid of repeating their bad actions for the time being, but they don't learn why what they're doing is wrong, so they're bound to repeat it later. In short, corporal punishment in the United States is a major problem, and children all over the country, but specifically in the South and some parts of the U.S., are hurt every day. Some of them go to school and never come back because they are killed by a punishment inflicted upon them by their teacher. So I strongly urge you all, please work with me and contact your congressman and tell your friends that and your families that corporal punishment is not good, because otherwise we're part of the problem and we're helping kids become abused throughout our public institutions.